The Sharing Space
on the Clement Manyathela Show.
702.
It's 11:33 and time for the Sharing Space. This is where we share our stories about things that have really happened in our lives. It could be at work, it could be in your family while you're on holiday, something that is concerning you, something you need advice about. You send us an email on cm@702.co.za and we'll bring some of your stories that you are sharing with us on air. You can share them anonymously. And if you're looking for advice from listeners, that's what we'll get the listeners to do for you. We do this every single Wednesday at 11:30. So I'm going to read an email that we've received, and then I'm going to go to your calls and your WhatsApps. You can share your own experiences if you have experienced something similar, or if indeed this listener is asking for advice and you've got some advice, please be kind enough to share that. Here we go. Greetings, Clement. My ex-husband and I have been divorced for 3 years now. Okay. We have a restaurant that we both loved visiting. I'm actually the one who introduced him to the restaurant, and as a family, we have loved it since. My ex stayed away from the restaurant for some time after the divorce, but has recently started visiting it again. I take my kids to this restaurant often, and my kids were excited one day when they saw their dad there. He was there with a lady, supposedly on a date. I have since seen him at the restaurant again with the woman he is dating. I honestly find this to be offensive because we share a lot. We were married for 10 years and we still both reside in the same neighborhood, but I find it disrespectful for him to take his girlfriend to a space he knows I hold dear. We used to celebrate our anniversaries at this restaurant and used to go with our kids. It was our family restaurant. I feel petty because this is not the worst thing to happen to me, but I can't shake the feeling that this space should be sacred for what it meant to our marriage. Should I ask him to stop going to the restaurant? I am really not sure how to handle this. Please, can you ask your listeners if they've got some advice for me? Anonymous. Okay, Anonymous. So Anonymous has been married to this man. They have been divorced now. Jeez, it's been 3 years. Okay, they've been divorced now for 3 years, but they were married for about 10 years or so. And as a family, so while they were still married, they had kids. And as a family, there's a restaurant that this woman, now the ex-wife, introduced their ex-husband to when they were married. And they used to take their kids there. So this was like their lovely, restaurant as a family. And this woman now says, my ex-husband now comes to the same restaurant with his new partner. Even though the husband knows that the kids love this restaurant. And this is a restaurant that she introduced to him when they were still together. And she is now finding it offensive that the ex-husband is now bringing his new partner to this restaurant, and sometimes the kids see him with this woman and she doesn't know how to deal with it. Is she being petty? I mean, she does acknowledge that this is not the worst thing to happen to me, but she just can't shake the feeling that this space should be sacred for what it meant for their marriage. What do you think? Do you think Anonymous should tell the husband, yo, please, can you respect our sacred space? This was our family restaurant. Maybe go to another restaurant when you want to go on a date. But what if the husband loves this restaurant? What if the husband also, this has become his favorite restaurant? So he must be scared to go there because you introduced it to him? I don't know. These are just the questions I'm asking myself. Anonymous, honestly, I think the best way to do it is just let it go. I really think, because what do you say? Hey, stop coming to this restaurant. I think you just, either you decide to stop going to that restaurant with the kids and go to other restaurants for peace sake. Or you explain to the kids that, listen, time to time we're going to come across daddy and his new partner at this restaurant, so do not be surprised or alarmed, so prepare the kids around it. Angazi, I don't know. I think that's probably, if I was in your shoes, that's probably something I would do. Otherwise, you're going to get into an unnecessary debate and fight about who's entitled to that space. Because honestly, neither of you are. But I appreciate that this is a space that used to be a family restaurant. So, what do you advise Anonymous to do? But also, I'd like to know if you've been in the same situation before. Like, are there specific things that you used to go to with your partner, your husband, your wife, your partner, and now you're divorced or you have separated and you've decided to appreciate that holiday destination was for us? Like maybe you and your ex-husband or ex-wife or ex-partner used to go to this specific place. This was your place of restoration, a place of reconnection. Maybe it's a holiday destination. Maybe it's a restaurant. And you know that your partner is always going to love that place. Maybe they introduced you to it. Do you stop going there and you find other places? Let me know. 011-883-0702. You can send your WhatsApps on 072-702-1702.
The Sharing Space
On the Clement Manyathela Show.
702.
18 minutes before 12 o'clock. What advice do you have for Anonymous? And have you been in the same shoes? No, you are in 4ways. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. I think the lady's in love with the poor gentleman.
Which is understandable, right?
Yeah, which is understandable, and there's nothing wrong with that as well. And you just need to, the fact that you've got like jealousy, the fact that you don't want me to go there in your absence, it tells you something that you're still in love with the person, which is okay with that.
No, in the presence, not in her absence. In the present. So her issue is...
in the present, yes. And then secondly now, the other flip side of it is as follows as well. The gentleman as well would be, might be like playing notice, and this is what guys will do. Just to prove to you that, the horse that I'm riding now is actually a different horse than what I had before, just to this is more beautiful than the other one. It's just the way guys will do it as well, unfortunately,
Yeah,
and you said it nicely that both of them are not entitled to that particular restaurant. It's okay with that. But the guys all might be playing naughty as well.
Yeah, so maybe the guy is trying to play some games, which is a bit childish, man. Like, Subadala, man. We are adults.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I get your point, Neo, in 4ways. Thank you for your call. Bongi, you are in Joburg. What do you think?
Hi, Clement. I would like to use an analogy in this situation. Let's say I was introduced by my partner to eating prawns, and then prawns was our thing, that we shared all the time and enjoyed. Then our relationship doesn't work out. And if I meet somebody in future, it doesn't mean we're not going to eat prawns, or I'm not going to eat prawns, or I'm not going to enjoy prawns because I own, that kind of sharing with the previous partner. So in my opinion, I think she has to make peace with it. She has to also accept that it doesn't nullify whatever they had in that particular space. It's still a cherished memory or a cherished experience. So she has to keep it, that way and make peace, because it doesn't nullify that. And it's a free world. They live in the same neighborhood. Maybe there aren't a lot of options, so she just needs to make it. And I agree with you in terms of also preparing the kids, to accept and understand that this is a possibility. When they go to that space, they might meet their dad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Bongi, in Joburg, thank you so much. Let's go to your WhatsApps.
I understand how you're feeling, my sister. What you're gonna do is just back off. Look for another restaurant for you and your children, because going there will also aggravate your anger. And there's no way you will tell him not to come there, because he's also got right to come to wherever he wants to come. May God strengthen you.
Hi, Clement. Advice to Anonymous regarding the restaurant matter. I really think Anonymous should just take a step back and choose another restaurant. Either she has to now find a restaurant that she loves in comparison to the one that she's speaking about in the story, or she can find a franchise. Is it not possible for her to find a franchise of the same restaurant in another area? Because now she's going to be seeing her ex-husband with the kids. It's going to be so uncomfortable. And she can't expect him to now change the restaurant location or find another restaurant for her because they're no longer a couple. So I think she needs to choose her peace and either change the restaurant and find another one that she likes, or or maybe find the same in a different location. But I think it's a bit unfair to tell the ex-husband to say, look, please stop coming, because you can't control where people go and what people do, So I think for peace sake, she needs to just find an alternative. Kia from Pretoria.
I agree with you, Kia. I agree with you. Also, someone is suggesting that maybe they need to discuss in advance if are you going? Hey, how are you? I'm planning to go to the restaurant tonight. Are you planning to go? Or hey, this weekend I'm planning to go. Are you? Guys, that's a lot of work, honestly. That's a lot of work. Anonymous, I say find your own. It's okay to build new memories. If they're kids, maybe say, no, mommy, we missed the place and we want to go there. Explain to the kids that, listen, when we go there, we may come across daddy with someone else. And don't speak bad about daddy and say, just daddy may be there with someone else. I hope you guys will understand and, and maybe even be honest with the kids if really that situation makes you feel awkward, right? It makes me feel awkward because we used to come here as a family and here we are now. I'm here with you guys and here he is with his new person. And it makes me feel a little awkward. And that's why I really don't like us going there anymore. You'd be surprised. Kids are quite understanding. They're quite understanding. So maybe have a chat with them for your peace sake. But yeah, it's quite weird for the husband as well to just rock up and jail. And I'm not saying he shouldn't go on a date to his own favorite restaurant, but you've had a family, you've had kids. There are considerations to make, and I just wish it could be considered. I hope it is considered from his side. And I hope he cares about the fact that they're now arriving here separately and wife comes with kids, he comes with this woman. I hope there's at least a consideration. Ahmad, you are in Annandale. What are your thoughts?
Clement, I think they must work out like a calendar. If they're on speaking terms, that the husband or she notifies the husband that she wants to go to that restaurant on that certain date. Then they notify each other, and then they would avoid each other.
Jeez, the whole calendar, Ahmad. Because sometimes you want to be spontaneous.
No, man, Clement. If it's a problem, how do you then resolve this? If I want to go on the 26th, I notify her I'm going to that restaurant on the 26th. And then she knows that she mustn't come to the restaurant on the 26th. That's not simple. It's not. This is not something difficult. You don't speak in terms, you can work it out.
Okay, Ahmad in Annandale. A calendar, he says.
Hi, Clement and the listeners. Hi, this lady. Unfortunately, you are unable to predict what the next person is going to do or how the next person is going to behave. Only she has control of her behavior and the kids. She needs to stop going there. Finish and clear. She needs to stop going there. Unfortunately, some things in life comes to an end. She needs to come to terms with that.
Clement, I hear what the lady is saying from a sentimental value and memories perspective. If her logic holds that the restaurant was their secret place, their sacred space, it was their recharging spot, as lovers, then she might as well say that he should not sleep with any other person in his body because, the body holds certain memories for her, that he must not kiss other women because his lips are the same lips that kissed her. Where does it start and end? I think that part of her healing is to let go of those memories, is to create new memories. And one day she can commiserate about the past life, or she can celebrate the past life, but she cannot stand still and expect her ex to also do the same. Thanks, Baba.
Hi, good afternoon, Clemza, and good afternoon to the 702 lenders. Clemza, Anonymous must tell the husband to stop going there. It's simple. He must stop going there because he knows it's a place his kids used to frequent and they love frequenting that place. He should stop being insensitive to his children and show them some respect and respect his wife as well. And he must just stop it, man. He must be a grown-up. So Anonymous must tell him, no, find another spot. Go find another special spot with your concubine, not this one.
I think in that case, I mean, surely the children visit their dad and they've met the girlfriend, the new partner, whatever. I mean, it's been 3 years. So I think the only person who's uncomfortable is the former wife. So, yeah, I think it's her problem completely. I'm sure the kids get on very well with the partner. Otherwise, the dad probably wouldn't let her see them. I don't know. Strange.
Yeah, and Anonymous in this email doesn't really tell us if the kids know the lady, because the email says, I take my kids to this restaurant often, and my kids were excited one day when they saw their dad, but the dad was there with a lady, supposedly on a date. My assumption, reading that sentence, is that, okay, the dad was just on a date. Maybe the dad, was just trying to figure it out with this lady. So maybe that is not the actual partner. And what if it was the first date? Because the ex-husband is entitled to also go on a date, right? Even if it is the first date with that woman. I'm just saying that, just be considerate a little bit. And being considerate doesn't mean you're going to end up not going to the restaurant. It means at least you've actually thought about it and you know how you're going to broach the discussion should you get there and the kids are there and they come and say hi, or your ex-wife is there, and so that you are not shocked and you don't know how to respond. At least consider it. Think about it a bit. And for me, that shows that you are a considerate person and you realize that this is not a random space. Oh, let's just meet there at the corner of this and that. This is actually a space that used to mean something for you and your family. It was sacred for you guys. But new memories, I suppose, need to be created. I do know that there are some people who will take offense if you take them on a date to a restaurant that used to be your ex's restaurant. There are people like that. The minute you say, I used to come here with my ex-wife or my ex-husband or my ex-partner, they get offended because they feel like you are still hanging on to the old memories and they want to be able to enjoy time with you and build new memories with you.
Look, Clement, I think both, they are allowed to go to that restaurant, Anonymous and the husband. My problem now is the kids. I think this man should step aside because of now the kids will see him with the girlfriend and stuff. It's not nice. I think the man should walk away and leave the wife and spend time with the kids in that restaurant, because that will be a drama, you understand? Yeah, no, I don't like it. The man should stay away. Yeah, but all in all, they are allowed to go there because now the kids, it's a very difficult situation. The man, stay away, my brother, to avoid the drama, the dramas in the restaurants. It's not nice. It's not nice. Clement, nice show. Thank you.
Hi, Clement. I think the lady is getting it wrong. If maybe they had an agreement, they could sign a contract, so like that, then she got grounds. But now, no, I don't think so.
Hey, Clemza, the truth is there is no right or wrong answer to Anonymous's question. However, what we can take from it for her benefit is the reality of grief not being a linear process, and one can imagine the feelings that are triggered given what the space meant to them for her to now see him with someone else, and it obviously triggers and reminds her of what they have lost together. And the reality of grief is that the more these feelings are triggered and we are no longer able to escape them, is the more we heal. And so as hard as it is, and as selfish as it may seem, understandably so from her perspective, it is also helping her heal beyond what anyone could ever offer her. And so, that would be my advice, to embrace this as an opportunity to continue engaging those difficult feelings of loss of a relationship that you held dear.
Clem, Kitato, I hope you're good. Clem, now I'm from the school of we must communicate, especially if we're co-parenting. We must communicate fully. So if she feels some kind of way about what she feels, she must communicate it to him, that I'm not trying to control your movement. I'm not trying to say to you, this is what you must do or where you should go. You're an adult. But just know that this is what it makes me feel, or this is what it makes the kids feel. So that if he chooses to proceed, then we're all on the same page in terms of how certain things make us feel. Because I believe to co-parent, we must both be happy. And if we can play a role in ensuring that both of us have peace as we co-parent, then you're going to raise solid kids. Because for me, the long and the short is what's in the best interest of the kids. How do we raise solid kids? How do we raise well-adjusted kids? Love you, Clem. Sharp.
And for me, that's it, hey? It's about the kids. Like, can we put our feelings aside as parents and just think about the kids for a moment? And the minute there's that consideration, I think we'll be good. Anonymous, all the best.